What if I told you that one of Africa's smallest countries just did what continental powerhouses like Nigeria, South Africa, and Egypt couldn't dare? Today we are going deep into what might be the most significant diplomatic power play coming out of Africa this decade. As Namibia celebrated its 35th Independence Day, something unprecedented happened. The country's first female president, Netumbo Nandi, announced the immediate suspension of visa-free entry for American citizens. But here is what makes this truly shocking. This is not just another diplomatic spat. It's a direct response to Trump's sweeping travel restrictions on 22 African nations. And in the next few minutes, I'll reveal to you why this is not just about visas. It's about dignity, it's about economic leverage, and a fundamental shift on how African nations engage with global powers. But first, let me ask you this. When was the last time you saw an African nation successfully challenge American foreign policy? Think about that. The answer might surprise you. To understand the significance of what Namibia just did, we need context.
If you're African, you may soon be banned from coming to the US.
Chad has become the first country in the world to face travel restrictions under President Donald Trump's second term.
It's clearly discriminatory.
A political earthquake is shaking Southern Africa. At the center of it is a leader many now call the Lioness of Southern Africa. Her decisions are making headlines across the continent and sending shockwaves through the halls of power in Europe and the United States. In less than a year, Namibia's first female president, Netumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah, has torn down colonial-era borders, taken control of her country's vast oil reserves, demanded reparations from Germany, and refused a controversial foreign medical trial. To her supporters, she represents a new spirit of African dignity and self-determination. To her critics in the West, she is a challenge to the global order that has kept Africa dependent for more than a century. The question now is simple. Is this the beginning of a new chapter for Africa, or the start of a dangerous confrontation with the world's most powerful nations? On March 21st, 2025, Netumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah was sworn in as Namibia's first female president. From her first day in office, she made it clear that her presidency would not follow old patterns. Her leadership style is direct, unapologetic, and uncompromising. Observers note that she carries herself less like a politician seeking approval and more like a guardian of her nation's sovereignty. This approach has already begun to redraw the political map of Southern Africa. One of her most symbolic moves came through agreements with neighboring Zambia and Botswana. Under these deals, citizens can cross borders using only a national ID card. No passports, no expensive visas, no paperwork rooted in colonial-era restrictions. For ordinary people, this means freedom. Farmers can sell produce across borders. Families once divided by artificial lines can reunite, and trade becomes simpler. Analysts say this policy could be the start of a stronger regional bloc in Southern Africa, one built on cooperation rather than division. Perhaps her boldest decision came on March 22nd, just one day after taking office. Nandi-Ndaitwah announced that Namibia's oil and gas industry would fall directly under presidential authority. This move cut foreign oil giants like Shell and Total Energies out of controlling Namibia's future production, which could reach up to 700,000 barrels per day by the end of the decade. For Namibia, it signals an attempt to keep resource wealth inside the country. For the West, it marks the loss of a significant stake in Africa's next major oil frontier. In April 2025, President Nandi-Ndaitwah turned international attention to history. She demanded an official apology and reparations from Germany for the 1904 to 1908 genocide of the Herero and Nama peoples, where more than 100,000 were killed. Germany has previously offered financial reconciliation packages, but Namibia's leader dismissed them as inadequate. Her remarks, blunt and uncompromising, were unusual in diplomatic circles, and they struck a chord across Africa. By August 2025, another decision sparked global headlines. The Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation proposed a trial of a long-term contraceptive device in Namibia. The president rejected it outright, saying her country would not serve as a laboratory for foreign medical testing. Her refusal ignited widespread debate, but also won praise from across Africa, where many viewed the decision as a stand for dignity and self-respect. Beyond her international statements, Nandindwa has launched Namibia's 6th National Development Plan. Goals include making the nation an upper-middle-income country by 2030, providing free university education from 2026, creating a $257 million youth fund, building 10,000 affordable homes annually, and ensuring local processing of minerals and resources. She has also taken a hard stance on corruption, firing ministers, cutting down her cabinet, and bringing younger leaders into government. Taken together, these actions form more than just domestic policy. They are part of a broader vision, one where Southern African nations cooperate to control their own resources and set their own terms in global trade. With Namibia's uranium, Zambia's copper, and Botswana's diamonds, such a coalition could challenge long-standing global supply chains that the West relies on. For Western capitals, this represents risk and potential disruption. For many Africans, it represents long-awaited opportunity. President Nandindwa's rise has drawn comparisons to historic figures like Kwame Nkrumah, Patrice Lumumba, and Thomas Sankara. But unlike those before her, she leads in a world more connected and more dependent on Africa's resources than ever before. Supporters see her as the face of a new Africa, confident, unapologetic, and ready to break free from old systems of exploitation. Critics warn that such bold moves may bring economic retaliation, political instability, or worse. What is clear is that Southern Africa is no longer silent, and as the Lioness of Namibia charts her next steps, the world is watching closely.
Kelly